Now 250,000. Now, but to get 275. High, but to get 275. 3. Now 300,000. Now 3 1/4, 325. High, but to get 3 1/4, but to get 325. Now half. Now, but to get 300,000. And hello and welcome to another installment of the Mike McGavel Jones Show here at Lincoln Center in North Dallas at the intersection of 635, the LBJ Freeway, and the Dallas North Tollway. And we want to welcome each and every one of you to the show today. We're excited to have a gentleman that I've known for about 7 years, 7 years, something like that, Sergeant First Class Dana Bowman. And welcome, Dana.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm excited to have you here. We've got a lot to cover, you know, and we have only so much time to do, but I think that by the time we get through with this show, and we're going to excite a lot of people about your foundation and what's going on. Dana, in 1994, I believe it was, you had a mid-air collision that affected you dramatically, and the Golden Knights, you were a part of that group. And because of that, that had a big impact on both of your legs. And so that was kind of the end of the regular military career. And you were able to regroup and find another way to impact a lot of lives in a very positive way. And I'm going to let you tell your story. I'm not going to tell your story for you, but I had the honor and privilege to conduct an auction for you. And I don't remember how do you remember how? I don't remember how we met. I do not remember how we met.
I think it was through the grapevine on people that we met. We were looking for somebody that was professional to come in for the Warriors to be able to make sure you impact them, and that's exactly what you did.
Well, I want you to tell your story, and we'll start from the beginning. I always like to talk a little bit about the beginnings of our childhood. Where did we grow up, and where, and kind of your family background.
Awesome.
I find that always really interesting because you've got a great story to tell, and I don't know all the early stuff. I only know 94 up. So why don't you tell us a little bit where you grew up?
I'm originally from Northridge, Ohio. I graduated high school in 1981 when I entered the United States military. When I joined the military, I was looking for a sense of well-being, a direction, and an opportunity to see the world, and I did. I was an engineer, heavy equipment operator first, bulldozers, backhoes, kept into the field of in the military as an engineer, and then I transferred over to the 82nd Airborne, which I was now able to jump some of these bulldozers out the back of the planes with parachutes.
Wow.
So we did some building runways all throughout the U.S. and overseas too. And then about 4 years into my enlistment, I decided to up my goals a little bit, and I joined the Special Forces, the Green Berets. This gave me an opportunity to work with the Force Recon of the Marines and Navy SEALs, combat controllers, Air Force, and other units, not to mention. My time was well spent in the United States military. I continued on and receiving different types of rank. I got up to Sergeant First Class, and I was working on Master Sergeant was my next rank. And, being in the Special Forces, you have to have some type of command time, which is, you have to be in charge of maybe ROTC program or schooling, or maybe even the shoot house or scuba school. I had the different ratings. I was a Ranger. I was on a scuba team, Halo team, sniper team, and a Special Forces A team. And, one of the jobs that I got through the Special Forces was joining the Golden Knights, the Army parachute team. Now, the Golden Knights are similar to the Blue Angels, the Thunderbirds. They're aerial demonstration teams that travel all over the United States, and they do these aerial maneuvers. Goodwill ambassadors, spokesmen for the United States military for all the different services. And I had the opportunity to be a skydiver and a demonstrator on the team. I loved it. We had a great time going to the air shows and speaking and, just being a Goodwill ambassador. And February 6, 1994 was the day of the accident. And believe it or not, it was in Yuma, Arizona, where we do our winter train up, and we were doing an air show. The snowbirds were there, and it was a beautiful day. It was a Sunday. And about 10:30 in the morning, and we had already done 6 jumps that day. So it was pretty early. We started, and we were going to be done. That was our last jump of the day. Myself and my partner exited the aircraft at right around 12,500 feet. When we exited, I could see the Colorado River down there, Yuma Proving Ground, and it was beautiful. I did my last handshake with my partner, Sergeant Jose Aguian of San Antonio, Texas, and the jump was on. We exited, we pulled our smokes so that the ground, or the people that were on the ground, could see this etched out red diamond in the sky. Our objective is to make this red etched out diamond. You pass each other, you open their parachutes, come down and land safely. Well, the top of the diamond track went great. We gained speeds of right around 150 mile an hour each. We got about a mile and a mile and a half away from each other, and we turned around 180 degrees back towards each other. As we continued to get faster and faster and closer, right at a split second, at the last portion of it, believe it or not, my partner was a little bit too high, and I was low, and my partner dove down on me, and he had stuck his right arm out, and believe it or not, his arm hit me about 150 mile an hour, and I had both legs were sheared off in midair.
Oh my!
And
I've never heard this story.
Yep, and it was caught on video too.
Oh my!
I've been on over 250 international TV shows, but that wasn't just the story. Was losing my legs. I lost my partner, Sergeant Jose Aguian. I woke up in the hospital 2 days later in Phoenix, Arizona, to find out the worst for Jose was gone, and I had no legs. And it was pretty shocking. I was only married 6 months up to this tragedy, and believe it or not, my wife left me when I was in the hospital.
Wow.
Everything came tumbling down. You could just only imagine. Imagine some of these warriors and veterans that are coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, or even past our Vietnam veterans, and not having the technology that they need, and just we're looking for hope. Talk to the doctors and say, hey, what's next? How can we, I was a go-getter. I was very motivated, and all the things I did, and
you're a busy guy.
Yeah. Well, there was no hope then, because you just want somebody to say, it's going to be okay. But it wasn't like that. It was the wife left, no legs. They were talking about, here, sign these paperwork. You're going to be out of the United States military. And I didn't want to go. I love the military. Yeah. And I was going to retire in the United States military. Well, believe it or not, kind of fast forward a little bit from the hospital, I did attend the funeral in San Antonio, and then off to the hospital, Walter Reed, where I did my rehab at. Got my first prosthetic legs, and only 5 months after my accident, I did something that was unspeakable to my teammates, military officials. I snuck out of the hospital, and I went back to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, at the Home of the Airborne, and I participated in a wedding jump of a former Gold Knight with my prosthetic legs. It was caught on video and brought it back to the hospital in Walter Reed on Monday morning, and the doctor's like, so how was your weekend? And I told him, I says, I went jumping. They go, you didn't go jumping. I go, I did. I did tell them about what I was doing, but they didn't really take me seriously. They thought I was just joking.
They thought you might get there, but you wouldn't jump.
Right. And I did, and I had the video, and believe it or not, 9 months after my tragedy, I became the first double amputee to actively reenlist back in the United States military. I reenlisted back in, and I ended up retiring in the United States military. It's something I loved, and jumping back with the Gold Knights. So it was a big change, but it's trying to convince people that, it's not the disability, it's the ability of a person. That's my motto. Mm-hmm. And every day is a challenge. Sure, our communities, the economy, the people, drugs. I mean, there's so many things going on, and we have to be able to manage that. Yeah. And microprocessing, a lot of that goes on every day. And I'm sure, Mike, with what you do and what you have done in the past, that you've been out there to teach and educate people and teach them in your classes, being auctioneers. I know that we fellowshipped a little bit earlier, and you had mentioned about some of the guys that you taught to be great auctioneers, which is pretty awesome. And we depend on you to bring it home, especially for a foundation like Halo for Freedom War Foundation.
Well, the first event that I did with you, and we talked about this earlier, and being on the front end, this, of course, you're coming up on the 7th annual event that we're talking about, and I'm going to let you tell the whole story about that too. But there was a natural connection, that I had. And I really enjoyed, and my brother's retired Army, and he lives over in Fort Worth, as a matter of fact. I just have, and Zach, good morning, Zach.
Good morning, Mike. How's it going?
I forgot you were even here.
No, not at all. Yeah.
I'm usually good about saying hi to him in the morning.
Yeah.
I have a great love for this country, and I wear the flag every day, and it doesn't matter whether it's on a sport coat or I'll put it on a knit shirt. I do an auction every Saturday, and it's on Facebook Live, and I've got that U.S. flag right there. And people go, well, thank you for your service. And I go, I was never in the military. I would have gladly served had I been called to action. And I've just always been doing something. I didn't have anybody to direct me in that direction. But I think it's an awesome way for a young person to get started in life, especially that needs direction, because it gives them a sense of duty and honor and appreciation for what's the best parts of this country. And so I believe in patriotism, and I believe that every U.S. citizen should pay more attention to the good things that we have. But they're brought to you. It's like a commercial brought to you by your national services. So whether you're your Army, Marine, Navy, Coast Guard, etc. I just love it, and I enjoy working with people like you.
Patriotic, I love it. I do have embroidered onto my leg, my prosthetic leg, I have the American flag. So every day I wear that American flag. And, after my accident, it's a matter of fact, it'll be 25 years coming up this February for my accident. Wow. And I have over 4,000 jumps since my accident. And I'm still able to land on target and help people and show them
Sure.
that we can continue on. And I love our World War II veterans, our Korean War veterans, our Vietnam veterans. We know that what happened to the Vietnam veterans, and we're just sorry and apologize every day for that. And we try to thank everybody. It's not about us. It's about giving back. We're only given one chance in life, and that's what we have to do each and every day.
Yep. I know when I first met you, your enthusiasm for the foundation and for these men and women and the folks in these branches of the military, your enthusiasm for them, it exudes out of you, and it's infectious, as you well know, because you have great sponsors for your event. I want you to talk about this event that's coming up March the 20th through the 23rd. And we're only 3.5 months away. So.
You're gonna get blown away. I mean, because we do something we're not the Wounded Warrior Project. We're Halo for Freedom War Foundation. Mm-hmm. So Halo goes out there and finds these guys and gals that need fellowshipping, need to be able to, because say they were in the military and they were in special forces or ranger or infantry or whatever their job was. They did a lot of things in the United States military, and then it's all taken away.
Yeah, in a second.
And then your ID card's taken away, and you know what we do? We put them right back. We emerge them back into it. We do a helicopter hog hunt. We start out on the first day. We take everyone to the Texas Motor Speedway, and Team Texas donates all the cars for the Warriors, and we skydive every one of these guys into the Texas Motor Speedway on the circle. We were hoping that you were going to come out there and jump in with the Warriors in there, but we'll make sure that you get one of these jumps with us. After they finish the skydive, they hop in the car and they get to go speed, and it is just incredible. And that's only the first day. Second day starts out with the Wagons for Warriors.
Right.
They come out and they supply and help and give and feed the troops, all these guys that are come out there. And we have a lot of sponsors that come out there also. We do helicopter hog hunting, helicopter target shooting, machine gun shooting, skydiving, long range shooting. We have sniper systems. We bring the SWAT teams from Fort Worth. We bring the SWAT teams from Parker County sheriffs. They come out there and they help out each and every day on the acquisition of the targets. They're our specialists. We'll also, this year, we'll have demo. We're going to get to blow some stuff up too, which is awesome. I mean, we get them back into what they did. A lot of EOD warriors come out too, and we have a lot of celebrities that will be participating too this year.
Good. So I've got a list of these events, and let's just go down the list here. So you've got the Texas Motor Speedway deal. Now, I was going to jump the first year that we did this event, and that was the plan. Unfortunately, I had just had my eyes done, and I consulted with my the guy Key Whitman here in Dallas, and Jeffrey Whitman said, "Well, I'd love for you to jump out of a perfectly good flying plane or helicopter or whatever," but he said you can't do it because your eyes. It's too early. You need to get your eyes to heal. So when we got reacquainted on this, I brought that up. I said I'd like to take you up on the jump, and so I'm excited about that. And I also said that I'll travel wherever you tell me we can do it. It doesn't matter where it is. Because
I'm doing a jump into the PGA in Savannah, Georgia on the 30th of March. Maybe you want to come out and jump into the U.S. Open.
Well, that might be perfect. Well, that's a good idea. I like that. So you're doing the tandem parachuting and the NASCAR experience, and that's going to be on the first day.
Yes,
right?
on the 20th, that Wednesday.
And then you're doing the helicopter target shooting and rappelling and hog hunting. And you told a story to me earlier about the rappelling, thing.
Last year we had Larry Mahan, the most famous cowboy in the world.
Yep.
He is awesome, but we had him in the helicopter at 200 feet, and he had his hat on.
Oh yeah.
And it was pretty funny because he was coming down, and obviously his hat flew off.
Of course.
And I didn't know he didn't have any hair.
It happens. it happens, Dana.
But he got right up there with the Warriors, and
He's still in good. He's obviously still in good shape.
Still shoot, move, and communicate.
Yeah.
That's what he calls it.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't like to take his hat off. Just got to get more glue. Then you got pistol and skeet shooting that same day, machine gun shooting, long range.
I'm a Class 3 dealer, so I have every machine gun for the foundation.
Yep.
Mod Deuce, the big ones, 50 cals, all the way down. And believe it or not, thanks to Parker County Sheriff's signing off on all of our special machine guns and our suppressors and everything, and it's just been awesome. I mean, that's what these Warriors like. That's what they did.
That's what they did. Yeah, and you can imagine it would be the same if I went from being able to auction. This kind of almost happened to me about 2 or 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years, and I was driving to the Cracker Barrel of all places in Louisville, Texas, and got broadsided by a Jeep at an exit, and when that vehicle, it was a Jeep, hit the door, it let out all the airbags, which discharged, and I was allergic to all of that's inside the bag, and so it's just in a moment I started coughing, and I coughed for almost 4 months, and I had to have lung treatments. I had to have a specialist, but I mean, I literally would start to try to do an auction and get into the very first item, and I'd start coughing and breaking into a sweat, and it was so close to losing the ability to be an auctioneer. I know exactly what that would feel like, except it didn't quite go all the way. But I'm telling you, when you wake up one day and find out that your career that you had for 30 years or 40 years, is in my case, I can only imagine someone who has the acumen to do the shooting and all the things that are related to the military. People don't, you see movies about the military experience, but that's Hollywood's version,
right?
They don't see all the hard work behind the scenes. You see the pretty stuff, you see the Top Gun stuff, but you don't see the hard stuff. And so I totally understand that. Now they're doing a night bow fishing event at Lake Ray Roberts on the 21st.
Tony Ryan has a huge, several boats, and they take all the Warriors out at nighttime, and it is just awesome. I mean, to go out there, the lights are so bright. Those fish come up there, and they're able to shoot them with the bows. It is awesome.
That's cool. Tell me about this Weatherford High School Warrior presentation. What's that about?
Well, we're hoping that, on Friday, that we're able to get you out there. I don't know if you're going to be back or not, but 2,000 students will be there. They will pre-register. They'll know all the Warriors' names and their bios, and they'll be able to ask them questions. So I'll give you an example. One of the guys that's coming, his name is Colonel Gatson. Gregory Gatson. He was in the movie Battleship. He's the black gentleman that lost both legs.
Yep.
And he got blown up in Afghanistan. Well, they'll ask him, they'll say, Colonel Gatson, my question, how hard was it, or, for you in the movie, and tell me some of the things that happened to you. They tell their story to these students.
Yeah.
And what a way to bring something to the public.
Yes. Autobahn Fort Worth lunch. What's that about?
Well, Autobahn, one of the car dealerships in town in Fort Worth there, they've been one of our sponsors for several years. Well, they like to host the Warriors, so they bring them in there. We do chicken fried steak, and we do have famous country and western singer Alton Johnson coming out too, and he'll be singing at Autobahn. He'll be singing at the school for the national anthem. We do have the Parker County Color Guard will be on stage. The SWAT team will be there also. It's like I said, bring them all together. Give these kids something because they're going to be our leaders.
Yep. Well, and if we don't do that, we're in trouble anyway. So it's important. Billy Bob's Texas.
Billy Bob's host the whole Warriors all to go there, and they give us all the tickets that we want for friends, family, Warriors, and they get to go out there and get a little piece of the honky tonk.
Sweet.
It's pretty awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Billy Bob. Back when I was in radio, back in the early '80s, I used to do a weekly report from Billy Bob's.
Really?
And I do backstage. Oh yeah.
So you knew Gail?
Oh yeah.
Gail's still there. Gail is like, she just melts when the Warriors come in there.
Yeah. Well, that's a neat experience. Cattleman Steakhouse.
Marty and Larry, the owners. I seen her the other day. We had a photo together, and she says, "How many Warriors you got? How many people come?" I said, "We've got about 150." She goes, "All taken care of. You bring them here. We got them on the schedule." She goes, "By the way," she goes, "I always want to kill a hog." She goes, "What do I need to do?" I says, "We can get you in the helicopter." She goes, "Oh no, I'm not getting a helicopter." And after I got done talking to her about, come on, these Warriors are in the helicopter.
Yeah.
They're out there getting rid of, eradicating these hogs. She goes, "Okay, I'll try it." So she's going to come out.
That's cool.
And kill some hogs.
Nice. Western, our gala. So let's talk about the gala, which we know I'm going to be at that. For
Absolutely.
Sure.
Saturday.
Yeah. And that's going to be at the Circle R Ranch.
Yes, and we love to have the Circle R. Hillary's one of the owners, and she is awesome. They put it all together, and we should have 500 plus there. We're still selling tables. Tables are $2,000. A seat is $250. But who doesn't want to come out and see some of these celebrity Warriors and these guys and get autographs, get photos, and maybe auction a gun off? Or we got lots of guns too this year.
You got a lot of neat stuff in your live auction, and I know, in doing it in the past, it was a super honor to meet some of the Medal of Honor recipients, and I've gotten to know some of them because of that, and come to find out that we had connections and things of that nature. I know you've got a group of celebrities that are planning on coming out. You want to mention a couple of them?
Absolutely. As I go down the list there, I mentioned about Colonel Gatson. You'll love him. He's coming out. We also have Staff Sergeant Charles Linville. He is United States Marine Corps, and he climbed Mount Everest. He was an EOD warrior and got blown up 7 times and finally took his leg.
Wow.
And then he went to climb Mount Everest. His first attempt, it took him 3 times. His first attempt, he went there and they had the avalanche where it killed the 22 Sherpas.
Wow.
That was the first year. Second year, he went back and they had a earthquake and it killed 1,900 people in Nepal.
Jeez.
And he had to help take bodies out of buildings and all that. The third year he went back, he was success, and he made it to the summit, and he's just an awesome speaker. He'll be coming out. We got we have Scott Grady. He was in the movie Behind Enemy Lines.
Yeah. Scott O'Grady, I remember him very well.
Absolutely. He'll be coming out too, and he's a great supporter. And then here's one for you. I think you'll really like this. The last Doolittle Raider. He's this year 103 years old.
Last one,
and he'll be coming out, and we're really looking forward to having him from World War II. Alex, Anthony, and Spencer, the 3 guys that were in the movie Train to Paris.
Yep.
You got to come out. These guys are so excited to be here, and we've seen them on TV. They got to play themselves in the movie.
Yep. That's sweet. You got Michael Hawk.
Yep, Mike Hawk, Special Forces. He was in the movie Survivor Show and a lot of other shows out there too. And then we got Alton Johnson, which is top sniper in the United States Army, and he's still actively shooting. He's going to come out during our long range and our pistol shooting, and he's bringing his guys out to make sure that these warriors are going to be able to have a special course on shooting. We'll have astronauts, colonels, Medal of Honor recipients. There's other on top of the top one here was Leroy Petrie, Master Sergeant. Right. He's the first Ranger to receive the Medal of Honor. And we have a few other Medal of Honors that'll be coming out too. And we got some celebrities from Hollywood.
You want to tell them who?
Well, we got John Voight,
John Voight,
which is a big supporter.
Might have heard of him. Yeah. He is very supportive of our military and a great American. And we've got more information. I want to talk some more. However, we do have a video, I believe. And Zach, are you ready for the video?
Give me just a second, Mike. Let me get that queued up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Equipment. I mentioned about being a heavy equipment operator. Mm-hmm. We do have John Deere RDO from Fort Worth coming out, bringing their equipment out for these warriors and let them dig some holes, push some dirt with their equipment. Because I was an engineer. Why not?
Sure. Well, it gets them back into doing things that they'll enjoy, and it's just really about just giving them
Sometimes
a great
they
experience.
don't think that they can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe jump from a plane or get in a piece of equipment. Sometimes, give me a chance. Let me show you what we can do.
Well, and of course, too, if you've been through a traumatic event, that does stimulate some memory. And
a lot of recall for myself. I had a head injury. I stuttered for the first 4 months after my accident.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
We only got about 5 minutes, guys. Let's take a look at that video. Yeah, hold on. Stand by. Here it is.
Every year, we've committed to raising $1 million for charities that support the men and women of our armed service who work and sacrifice every day to make sure that we'll always live in the land of the free.
It's an amazing event that, in fact, reflects how the community feels about our veterans today.
To understand the challenges that the servicemen have today, and to be at least a small part in trying to help them out is really what it's all about, and it touches, I think, everybody that's connected with it, and that's why it gets such great support.
The whole company is out here today. We're having a lot of fun. Although I'm not playing very good golf, it's probably better that I don't win my own tournament, but I'd rather win the tournament,
Guys, keep it up.
Military that's out here golfing, they're the celebrities today. They're what matters. That's who we're out here for, and we love seeing them hit that ball and enjoy themselves.
When 9/11 happened, I made a decision to do something for my new country. It was time for me to do my part. So after high school, I joined the Marine Corps. I was 18 years old. May 5th, 2007, my life was changed forever. My Humvee was struck by an IED, killing 2 of my best friends inside the Humvee and leaving me with 80% of my body burned, loss of my right arm, PTSD, TBI, and with a lot of years of recovery.
Every day, these guys and gals are fighting for that flag that stands for freedom. If I can parachute, land on target, and show these other newly injured, wounded warriors that are just coming back from Iraq or Afghanistan or other tragedies in the United States military, then maybe I could give them hope. Let them know that there are opportunities for us to continue on and not give up.
There are thousands of veterans out there that are still struggling. I'm here to tell them about my story. Thank you so much for your support.
Sometimes we don't appreciate all the sacrifices that these individuals make. We need to support them in times like now so that when there is a challenge that they're prepared and they can keep us living in the land of the free.
Land of the free, exactly what it says. We're in the best country, the best group, the best team, and we have freedom every day.
Thank you, Land of the Free Foundation. It's thanks to you I'm still here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bring some patriotism back right there. That'll do it. Goosebumps.
Yep. Hair up the back.
You know.
Yeah. That's I feel so honored to have you here, and to have the vets come to Texas for this event. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I will be with you as much as I can during the week. I want to encourage anyone that's watching this or sees this in the next month or two, because this will be on YouTube. And Dana, I know you'll be sending it out. I'll be sending it out. Our company will be sending it out. United Country Real Estate and United Real Estate here in Dallas and across the United States. We proudly support our vets and everything that the Halo for Freedom Warrior Foundation stands for. But I would highly encourage anyone in corporate America, any individual that can put a group together to buy a table. We'd love for you to do that. The event is March the 20th through the 23rd for these vets, and then the gala, which our United Classic team will be a part of. That I'm
our official auctioneer team.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, that's exciting. That means a lot to me. To be the official auctioneers for the foundation. And so we have all these great people, and we've got some great supporters. And I would like for you, if you'd like to, just mention some of the supporters that you have, some of your sponsors, because you can't do it without money.
Right, absolutely. And then they step up every year. Dr. Pepper, they're right around country, right here in town, and we have 2 of their parachutes, and we're able to skydive these guys in
Dr.
underneath.
Pepper Snapple.
Yes,
Yep.
and they've just changed their name, so we'll be changing the parachute with that too. Maglite, you know the Maglites.
Sure.
They're going to be coming out. Matter of fact, the owners will be coming out from California. They want a piece of this,
Nice.
which is awesome. How about? Do you know who Zalise is? The Patriot Program, brand new in town from Denton. They have the hemp, the oil.
Hemp oil.
Yes, no THC or anything like that. But guess what? They have free of charge to all the warriors for life to be able to receive these. And some of those bottles are pretty expensive.
Very.
And they're able to help them, stop them, get them off their medication. Post-traumatic TBI, like we heard in the little story there.
Yep.
Just a ton of guys and gals that will be coming out. Majestic Realty, the one that did the video.
You've got great support.
It's awesome.
And I know that you've done some training and support from Bell Helicopter, Textron.
Absolutely. I'm the first double MT helicopter instructor in the world, so I'm still flying, jumping, going out there and making a difference. And if there's anything I can do, been on the National Speaker Association like yourself for quite a long time, and I get an opportunity to keep busy and make a difference.
So if someone wants to have you speak as a motivational speech, or whatever their event is, where they would like to have you come, how do they get a hold of you? And if you have a website, would you just
absolutely
tell them?
Just the website is just my name, danabowman.com.
That's
pretty easy. Dana Bowman, DanaBowman.com. And on top of that, our foundation. It's pretty easy. It's called haloforfreedom.org. haloforfreedom.org. Please check it out. Everything's a tax deduction for these guys, and no one's paid in our foundation.
Okay.
So
100% of the funds goes to
absolutely
what it's all about.
And we pick these warriors throughout the year, and it could be somebody from World War II or Korea or Vietnam or Iraq or Afghanistan, and you don't even have to have a Purple Heart to come in. There's no.
You have to have a beating heart.
That's right, a big heart. And I'm telling you, that's what we do. We bring them together, and it's just a fabulous time.
Tell me about this poster real quick.
Well, I have an autograph poster for you, and it was signed by all of our warriors in March. Matter of fact, we have the last Doolittle Raider there, and he was 102 years old when he signed this for you. And it has all Medal of Honor recipients, you name it, Special Forces. They got them all in here. Our whole team is here. But as you can see, the skydiving, the helicopter rappelling, the NASCAR.
It's the whole thing.
Night bow fishing, the shooting, everything's on there. This is it.
You've got all your branches, all the
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard.
And best of all, in God we trust.
That's right. I'm going to present this to you.
Thank you very much.
That's yours. And
Thank
on
you.
top of that, I have one of those special coins for you. You haven't got one of these.
No.
This is pretty special because it's solid silver, 1 ounce, has a picture of me skydiving on one side of it, and it has Ranger and Special Forces on it, which I was. It also has my motto I mentioned earlier. It's not the disability, it's the ability. On the back side of the coin, it has our foundation. Halo for Freedom, we're foundation. Born and raised right here in Texas. We love Texas. We really appreciate what you do. On a true military handshake, I'm going to shake your hand. That's your coin. And thank you for inviting us out.
Thank you very much, Dana. Thank you very much. And I look forward to it. And so please, get your tables now. Buy a seat for $250. It's $2,000 for the table. And that's for how many people?
That's for 10.
For 10 people. So I highly recommend it, and I love you.
Western
and I appreciate
Gala.
you.
Western Gala.
It's going to be a Western Gala, and it's going to be a lot of fun at the ranch. So we're going to sign off now. And so on behalf of everyone that's a part of this one at the Mike McGavel Jones Show in Dallas, Texas, we appreciate you being here. Thank you, Dana, so much. Thank you, Zach. We'll see you next time. We'll have another great show. God bless. We'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.